Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Jets Chaos. I am Jeremy. I bring the chaos. We are 2 weeks. We are 2 weeks. And we are 1 day away from finishing or taking a major step in completing the roster, in moving forward in the season. And I will say it, the New York Jets are on the way. And Nick, man, when we have him on the show later, he's going to hate this. But I've decided that I'm going to will this so. The New York Jets are going to finish the story. And the story sounds something like this: Super Bowl. I'm going to will this for us because I'm tired. I'm tired of waiting. Aaron Rodgers, Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, whoever we draft, the best defense in the NFL. Buckle your seatbelts and get ready, and we'll get into it. And what are the positional needs in order to make that happen right after this?
And now, welcome to Pride and Chaos.
Welcome to the darkest year of our adventures. Oh, yeah!
And now, give it up for Jeremy and Nick.
Now you scared me.
And as usual, Nick is wrong.
Why are you the way that you are? God, I can't stand you.
Let's go to eat a damn snack.
Whoa, that was cool.
I don't care about the doubters. I don't care about the people that say you can't do it that way. I don't care about the people that say it will not happen and it's the same old Jets. I don't care, and neither should you. Because nothing they say stops Breece Hall from Breece Hall. Nothing they say stops Garrett Wilson from being Garrett Wilson. Nothing they say is going to stop this defense from complete domination of this league. We can play with anyone, and we will. The New York Jets are here. And in 2 weeks and 1 day, we'll be even that much closer, that much more to finishing this story. I would like to welcome our newest member, Crossfire, and thank him for supporting the channel, and thank him for joining the channel. And I look forward to him joining the show when he's ready someday. Welcome, Crossfire. We appreciate your support. I'd like to say, yes, Sean, fired up, baby. We are going to the Super Bowl. Will it to happen? Make yourself will it. Believe it. Fight for it. Believe in your team. Support your team. They've done their job. This organization has done their job this offseason. Now it's time for us to do ours. Let us show them that we are the greatest fan base in the world and we are worth playing for. Blood, sweat, and tears until they get those rings, until they get that trophy in the air and over to One Jets Drive. It is time. We are ready. We have Alan Avatar, Alan, I'm sorry. In the chat, Shalom. We have Jess Mess here. Knobcraft wants to talk Bowers. Tony Alexio is here. Chris Bradigan is here. Tim Tashner is here. And Papa Yeti, he's here. Now, without further ado, let me bring you, let's give him some music. Let me bring you the guy that is going to make you believe, if I haven't already. That's right. He is going to make you believe. Because I know that this man stayed true to himself this week and made amazing things happen because he refused to stop believing. One of the ways to make something happen is to believe. And that's what we need the several 100,000 or millions of Jet fans to do. To get together in one common belief that we will finish this story and get that ring. We've waited long enough. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you the man without or with a plan. The man who will pick you up and smash you if you mess with us. The great one. The charismatic. The intelligent. The well-spoken. Please welcome the proud one. The greatest New York Jets fan in the world. Nick Shine.
Know your role and shut your mouth. Your story sucks, but the Jet story could be magical. You want great defensive line? Got it. You want all-pro linebackers? Got it. You want the best cornerback in football? Got it. You want the best group of cornerbacks in football? Got it. You want a Hall of Fame quarterback? Got it. You want a top 3 running back in the NFL? Let me check. Got it. You want an up-and-coming explosive wide receiver who could score anywhere on the field at any time and has done great things with shitty quarterbacks? Got it. You want a guy who can go up and take the ball away from anyone like it's an adult stealing candy from a child? Got it. You want an electric fan base who loses their goddamn mind over a quarterback running in with a flag? Imagine how we're going to act when the W's start mounting up. Oh, we got that too. You want the greatest group of content creators on the planet? Got that. You want the greatest group of fans who watch and support our shows? Let me check. Oh, we got that too. We got it all. The only fucking thing we need is wins. That's it. We have all the components for greatness. We just need it to come together on the field. How's everyone doing tonight?
Everyone's good. We got one loser out there who's been deleted. He could go.
Oh, no. What did Knobcraft do?
No. Stop. Some loser I've never seen who doesn't belong here. Not a real Jet fan. Either a troll or a Jet fan that doesn't belong in our world.
I didn't see it. Did it come across StreamYard or is it just in YouTube?
It's gone, baby. It's gone, so it's all good.
All right. I didn't know that.
We're going to be crazy. And we are crazy because we're excited and we're ready to go. We're going to talk today about positional needs. But the first thing that I wanted to make very clear was I am so tired of the negativity, of the crying, of the complaining, of the this and then that, and the every excuse why we can't win and why we're not going to win. I am tired. That is not why I meet up with other Jets fans. To me, getting together with Jet fans, being excited about seeing another Jet fan is someone that
it's just for you to eat. You just want a meal.
To eat.
You just want to eat. Let's be real. You'll travel anywhere for a meal, bro.
It's to share a passion and it's just share a belief.
Yeah.
And if you can't believe, I don't understand what you're doing here. I just don't understand. You have to believe. And I have not seen, there has not been a season that I've lived through, maybe since 2010, that I have the reason to believe that we can climb and make it on top of that mountain.
I agree. A little
And
baseball history. Giancarlo Stanton hit a home run against the Marlins. He's now homered against all 30 MLB teams. A little historic moment, even though we're down 4-1. Yeah, I agree with you, man. We have all the components of what it takes. We can beat you, I think, in a shootout. We can beat you in a ground and pound game. We can beat you if we have to air it out. We finally have the quarterback to do it. We can beat you in a defensive battle. We can beat you in special teams kicking game. The Jets can win games in multiple ways. We just have to stay healthy and do it. I know it's being beaten into the ground. I know everyone's tired of hearing about health. It's an obvious no-brainer. But it's been our Achilles heel, no pun intended. Right? We've had 3 guys with that last year. The most important being Rodgers. It's if this, I pray for 1 year of health. Let's just see where the chips fall with one healthy year. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be fun. It could be electric. It's going to be hopefully everything we've dreamed about, prayed for, ads chatted about, submitted super chats for, like everything that we've done as fans, the punching the walls, the throwing the hat, the tears that we've shed. We deserve this. We really, really deserve this. Jets fans have been down for too long. Every time we think we are about to get over the mountaintop, something happens. Doug Bryan can't kick field goals out in Pittsburgh. Herman Edwards decides to fly back across country after beating Oakland. We don't come out with the energy in Pittsburgh. Peyton Manning in Indy. Aaron Rodgers getting hurt 4 plays in. We deserve this, man. We've been on the brink. Keith Byers fumble. Todd Ryan, right? Ryan Todd. What was it? Todd Ryan?
Are you talking
Who's
about
the quarterback? Richard Todd. Richard Todd. We've been so close. We deserve it. If any fan base deserves it, the 13-year going on 14-year drought of the playoffs, we deserve this. We deserve an epic run. We don't need stupid pop singers enjoying something their first year in the program. We deserve this.
No.
We deserve this. Can I just address something real quick before we move forward?
Yeah, go ahead.
Alan, I don't know what happened in the chat the other day that you said deleted by. I don't know if it was something that somebody else did, but I apologize on my channel last Thursday. I hope it's all good, and I hope to see you back there in the future. I don't know what happened, but it upset me when I saw you say that. Hope all is well.
He's full of crap. Don't support his channel anymore. No, I'm just kidding.
He's right. Jeremy's right. I'd never say Jeremy's right, but
we have Johnny Jimenez out there as well, by the way, so everybody scream, "Who's Johnny?" Look, we are deserving.
Put him in a body bag, Russo.
We're good enough.
Johnny.
Smart enough. And gosh darn it, people like us. Look,
we deserve it.
Look. The
Michael,
reality is,
Michael, I need you to look into that mirror. I don't need to dribble the ball the fastest. That was such a great skit.
Look, almost any time you remember that. So look, almost any time, most years, sometimes you have a dominating team, special year, whatever, historically great team, and they cruise right through. But typically, the way to win a Super Bowl is you're going to have some really close 50-50 type games at some point, whether it starts the first game of the playoffs and you have to fight your way through like the Giants did twice in 2008 and 2012, or whether you have an easy path and you're strongly favored and you don't hit that game into the AFC Championship game. No matter what it is, no matter how the story is written, there's never a guarantee of we're going to win the Super Bowl. there's never an easy, we got this, and there's nobody that can compete with us. There are teams out there. Baltimore is out there. Kansas City is out there. San Francisco is out there. Um, the Philadelphia Eagles are going to probably resurge. There's teams out there that are going to be very difficult and very challenging. Buffalo is in our own division, and I know a lot of people think they're finished, but until they're actually finished, they're not finished. Detroit is on the rise. Houston is on the rise. The Chargers in LA have an amazing coach now. There's lots of competition. We're not talking about guarantees. We're not saying no, like we're not going to be ignorant about it and walk around like some of these fans and say, oh, it's just easy. We're winning the Super Bowl. That's not what we're saying. What we're saying is this team right now is built in a way that there is no team on a given Sunday that we can't beat. And it's not like a far-fetched we can't beat. It's we are competitive and have the ability to play better than any team in the NFL with this roster healthy. And that's the difference from past years. It's not about, we on any Sunday we can have an upset. It's not an upset anymore. It's not an upset anymore. It's not a shock anymore. It might be a 3-point underdog because we're on the road, but it's not a shock anymore. When we go in and play other teams, it might not take them week 1. They might take them to week 4, week 5. But at some point, the rest of the NFL is going to understand that when they look across the field and they see the New York Jets coming out of that tunnel, that they're going to have the fight of their lives. And we're going to win a lot of games. And we, at the end, are going to be one of the teams standing with a chance to win the Super Bowl. That is what we're saying. And then it's all about us staying together, hoping for the best, and hoping the ball drops our way. What do you say to that, Nick?
Oh, I disagree with everything you said, just because that's what we do on the show.
Yeah.
You know what it's going to be like? Remember when The Rock turned around and The Undertaker was standing there? That's what it's going to be like when this team comes out of the locker room each week. I hate to see this because I don't want to get too high on this team. But fuck it, man. I'm going to say it. They're good enough to win the title. Talent-wise, we're good enough to win the Super Bowl. Obviously, it takes a lot of things. Health is a big factor. Patrick Mahomes goes down, they don't have a chance, right? Chris Jones goes down, they might not have a chance. It's the right guys being there at the right time. All the injury concerns with Tyron Smith, Cowboys have made the playoffs often. He's never missed a playoff game. So he's there when it matters. If we got to deal with him being dinged up a couple games here and there, I'm okay with that. It's part of football. You just hope that there's no ACLs, Achilles, or muscle tears. I want to see what they can do, Jared, one time. Just give us one healthy season with this offense, with this defense, with this coaching staff. Like, I think this might be Ulbricht's last year with the Jets. I think the defense is going to be that good that we are going to lose Jeff Ulbrich, rightfully so, at the end of the year. Let's just put it all together once. Please just let everybody together. That's all I ask for. Like every day. Like I pray every day. I pray multiple times a day. And at the end of all my prayers, I always say, and dear God, please keep the Jets healthy. That's how I close every single prayer when I pray.
I love that. Yeah. Go on to right there. Go into Madden mode. No injuries.
Oh man. That'd be, what you could also do in Madden mode is you can change every player to a 99, and I didn't know that. And my son played me years ago and absolutely smoked me. And he was like 7 years old. And I'm like, what the hell? How did you beat me like this? And he's just laughing, and my daughter's laughing hysterically. And then she was the little rat. She goes, Daddy, he changed all the players to 99s. And I'm like, man, why can't we do that in real life?
So let's start with the defense, okay?
All right, Papa, I'm sorry. All right, Papa Yeti, I'm sorry. Stop. I feel like there's a little kid graduating kindergarten yelling at me. You stop yelling at everybody, kid. You're a damn kid. You should be in bed.
Let's talk about needs, and let's start with the defense. So we'll warm up. So Weed the People's here, by the way. What's up, Weed the People? We love you.
Weed the People.
So starting with the defense, okay, I want to say that we've addressed defensive tackle really well. I still would like to see us with a young mid-rounds. It's a very deep draft, talented player that we can develop and have be a long-term solution to be the starter alongside Quinton Williams. Stop goofing around.
I want a big
Um,
fatty. A
a
big
big
fatty.
fatty.
A
So
big
it
fatty.
would be,
His necks have necks, Jer.
but I think the real need, and I think there's only one legitimate hole on the defense, and right now that it is very, very legitimate. We only have two safeties. We literally only have two safeties.
Johnny's out at a bar and now he's texting, I need some D. Johnny, good luck to you, pal. Hope all your dreams come true. Yeah. I'm a big Ashton Davis guy. I believe you are as well. It's one of the players that you and I are in sync with 100%. His value to special teams, his ability to step in certain packages and deliver and make plays and get the ball. I'm shocked he's not signed elsewhere by now, to be completely honest with you, with how many teams. Buffalo, how are you not trying to get Ashton Davis to replace the guys that you lost in the secondary, right?
Yeah.
I'm hoping that maybe there's a waiting period. They have an agreement. I don't know. Maybe they're waiting till they free up some money. Maybe they're waiting to June 1st and they have an agreement with Davis and say, hey, we're going to open up some more money in the future. Just please sit tight. We got this. We'll give you this amount, and Ashton's okay with it. Because there's no stories anywhere about him talking to anyone or any visits. So,
Okay.
I think Chuck Clark, everyone rewinds back to last year. The praise coming out of the OTAs about Chuck Clark, the leadership coming out about Chuck Clark. Let's not forget how high this coaching staff and this locker room was on Chuck Clark being there. This scheme, this staff does not believe in paying top dollar for safeties. They believe that with everything they do elsewhere, the safeties are the benefit of. Safeties are like the running back of the defense. If everything in front of them is going well, they can produce, make plays. You saw Tony Adams jump the Philadelphia interception. You see blitzes with Ashton Davis. You see signs of if everyone else is doing their job, these guys can come in and make a play. That's something important. You get a young guy, a special teamer to come in, sure. You bring Ashton Davis back, sure. Now all of a sudden you got a quality safety room, right? Like you don't have to make all these moves the second week of March. But Ashton and a fifth round safety, I'm okay. Or sixth round, whatever we got back there. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
I don't think we're going to go Justin Simmons. I don't think we'd ever go big time at safety with this staff and regime.
I would be shocked. I'd be shocked because we have our two starters that they like. We definitely need some depth. We need to add a guy like Ashton Davis or someone else that's out there. I don't think it's going to be a big splash. Mid-round draft pick, you resolve the position. And it would be great to have a guy like Simmons, but the reality is you're not going to have a superstar at every position. You're just not. And you have to have certain positions that are filled with role players. And that's what the safety position is for the New York Jets defense and their scheme, the way they're schemed. If somebody, develops into a superstar, that's great. But you're not going to see us drop 20, 25 million on a player per year or even 15 million right now based on our situation per year. At this moment, you're just not going to see it. And to be honest, we could be the number one defense without it. I would love Chuck Clark and Adams to overperform. I'd love Ashton Davis to take another big step up. If we do re-sign him, I love him. I think he's a ball hawk, a turnover machine. He has a nose for the ball. But to answer Jano's question, I think of the player I'm higher on that I think is higher than the consensus Jets fan is Will McDonald. I am very, very high on Will McDonald. I honestly feel and believe that he's going to have a JJ type year too. I think as long as he gets the snaps. I mean, we are very deep in the edge position, so he needs to get the snaps. But I think people are going to see it in his play. I think he showed flashes of it last year. I think he already showed flashes of extraordinary athleticism, great instincts. There were some remarkable things that he did. That field goal or extra point where he ended up jumping over the offensive line. I mean, the guy is a phenomenal athlete. I think if he gets the reps and with a year to build up some strength and some size and put on some muscle, I think people are overlooking what he might bring. People have to get over. It's not his fault he was drafted last year. It's not his fault it happened. JD made the decision to go edge. I know a lot of people didn't like it, but don't let it skew you on the player.
Screw you.
Because the player is going to be special.
I like that. I'll go opposite side of the ball. He would have been mine. I think fans are going to fall in love very quickly with John Simpson. I think his ability to have a destructive block, I think his passion, his shit talk, I think fans are going to be very surprised with John Simpson. And I mean, that's the one I would take on offense.
No. Keep talking. I'll handle the chat.
Oh, I wanted to read it. I saw punching hookers, and I had to read the rest of the comment in my head. But yeah, I think John Simpson, what he brings attitude-wise, and the identity. Here's the thing: we're not going with that. I don't want to call it soft because they're giant 300-pound men making blocks, but I love a power run scheme. I love lining up man on man, pause, no diddy, and just knocking the snot out of the guy in front of you. And when it's late in the game, and what did Kansas City do to us at the end of the game? They were converting first downs. They ate up the last 8.5 minutes. We never got the goddamn ball back. I want to win games that way. I love the defense being out there and having to get a stop, but man, I really want to be at a home game with the crowd cheering. And we know it's been done to us so many times, right? I was there in Pittsburgh in the AFC Championship where they converted to Antonio Brown and they were able to kneel it out. The game was over when they converted that, right? I want to be able to be that team, whether it's through the run or the play action or whatever. I want to just seal the deal. Like, I don't want to have to kick the ball back to them and give them a chance. I want Rodgers taking a knee and doing that to the crowd. Like, I think John Simpson with Tyron Smith next to him. And let's not forget, the second that Tyron Smith takes a snap for the New York Jets, he's the best left tackle we've ever had. You can like DeBrickashaw all you want, but talent-wise, no one's ever been better than Tyron Smith. Tyron Smith, not the best Jet, but he's the best talent we've ever had at left tackle. He's still an all-pro quality. DeBrickashaw was a all-pro type of sub. I mean, a Pro Bowl type of sub. Tyron Smith, when he plays, could still be the best left tackle in football. We've never been able to say that. Maybe Winston Hill, but I didn't watch him play. So the left side of this line, man, is going to be a force. And I think it's going to help create the identity of the New York Jets as a power football team who can also throw the ball for 400 yards any given week if we need to.
Okay. Tony Alexio, thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate the support. Solid transformed our defense. He's done nothing good on offense. Can he coach offense? Okay, so I have a few ways to answer that question, and then I'll pass it to you, Nick. The one thing I want to say is, let's be honest, he hasn't had a quarterback. Okay, I won't even talk about the injuries to the offensive line, although I could. But we knew we were getting a defensive-minded coach. It was obvious. And he's done everything we could have expected from getting a defensive-minded coach. He's turned us into one of the premier defenses in the NFL, which is a beautiful thing. It's the way you start. It's the literal how-to on how to build a championship team. Now, he has not had a quarterback. He literally has not. And I mean, who's the best quarterback he's had playing for him? Mike White? I mean, like, we could argue, like, who's the best quarterback that's been on the field the past 3 years in his tenure? Joe
Zach.
Flacco? Huh?
Zach. I still think it's Zach. That's right. How bad it's been.
Right. That's how bad it's been. That's how bad it's been. So let's.
I'm not saying Zach is good, but Zach gave us the best chance to win. He's got the most wins.
So to me, it's not about him learning how to coach offense. It's very simple. Let's look at it just this simply. This guy Hackett with Rodgers, even if Rodgers is doing 95% of it, I don't care. It doesn't matter. Forget about it for a second. Hackett and Rodgers together have succeeded in the NFL. And one of it is because the number one thing that makes an offensive coordinator, I think it separates them from the others in their league, is play calling and putting the guys you have on the field in the best position when the ball is snapped. Now, we know Aaron Rodgers does a lot of that. He's going to read the defenses, and he gives you the best chance with the talent you have on the field. They are proven together. Even if Hackett all his job is to rub Rodgers' feet and feed his ego. It doesn't matter. That combination is fine. I don't need Saleh to coach the offense. I need him to not get in the way. And I need him to just make sure that the locker room culture is where it needs to be, make sure the players behave the way they're supposed to behave, and follow the guidelines of the culture of this team and what this team needs to be winners. That's his job. It's not to coach the offense. I trust in Rodgers, and I trust in I trust in Hackett with Rodgers because they're a proven entity.
Yeah, you don't need Robert Saleh coaching the offense. Your coaches of the offense are Hackett and Rodgers. And that's something else that we lost 4 plays in, was the voice in the play call room, play design room saying, no, that might not work against them. I see this. And the room is going to listen. The coaching staff is going to listen when Rodgers speaks. And Rodgers says, we should attack this play, this defensive front this way. We should attack this like that. These should be the checks out of these plays. Those all go in to play design, to the game plan. And we lost that 4 plays in. Hackett's never called plays for Rodgers. That's something that he was the quarterback coach. Hackett's never been the play caller. He was the offensive coordinator, but LaFleur is the offensive coordinator. He's the head coach. He's the one with the sheet in his hand. He's the one calling the plays. Hackett's never been a play caller for Rodgers. He did it for 4 plays. So Rodgers' knowledge, as much as he's just a quarterback, runs the offense. We heard him say it it was either One Jet Drive or Hard Knocks. He's like, if they call in a play I don't like, I can't hear you, and I'll just get in the huddle and call my own play. That's important shit, because now you have a guy who's on the field with 20 years experience, close to, in the NFL, sat behind Brett Favre, multiple MVPs. You have that guy now attacking the defense instead of all the schlubs that we've thrown out there the last couple of years. Flacco's the most experienced quarterback that we've had since Fitzpatrick. Josh McCown was a little bit, but no one has ever been this level for the New York Jets. It's going to be exciting to see what they can do, and the rhythm and the momentum that they can build week in and week out. I'm really excited for this. I am. And I said I wouldn't get this excited.
The best analogy I can think of is just like when you're playing poker, I played a lot of poker at one point. It was a very big part of my life. Not for the money. It was more about just the passion of playing poker and the numbers and everything. Playing behind the chip was always a very big advantage. You always wanted to play hands when you were behind the chip. And that was because you were the last act. Right? So you always got the final say on what happened.
Read the room.
So the analogy I want to make with Aaron Rodgers is we just jumped 1,000% in our ability to take advantage of playing with that chip, because Aaron Rodgers gives us the last move, the last call before that ball is snapped. He gets the final say in what we're going to do, reading and looking at the defense and feeling out what the defense is going to do after 19 years of experience in the NFL. And it's something he's one of the best at. So my analogy is for the first time ever, we're going to know what it's like to truly play with the chip. And it's going to be an advantage that we're not used to having, and we're going to have it. And I'm looking forward to that. Crossfire is the newest member, also giving super chats. He's amazing. He's one of the big supporters on Green Bean's channel and Talking Jets and all the other guys. Everybody loves Crossfire. I know him really well from the Green Bean Discord. from the patrons there. And I don't know, he just went haywire and decided to really support my channel today because I told him I was on. So I want to give him my great appreciation. So he's saying, "Sup, everyone, excited for the season. I just want it to start already." Me too, brother. Crossfire, I don't know, and I need to do a tally of this. Are you going to the draft party in Long Island in 2 weeks? Will you be there? Are we going to meet in person, or are you not going to be there? So that's my one question for you, Crossfire. Thank you so much for the support again. Appreciate you being here. I hope you're having a good time. And oh yeah, Nick is over at Proud New York Jets Fan. So if you want to go support his channel, you can go sub over there too. Proud New York Jets Fan.
Thank you, John.
Nick Shine. He's got a good beard, and I know you like guys with beards. So
You're such a sweetheart. You're so kind.
Knobcraft, I punched 3 hookers and snorted 12 rails of what the hell is up with him? Shalom. John Simpson reminds me of the road grader Dwayne White. What do you think of that?
Dwayne White.
I don't remember him.
I'm good with old school names. I'm drawing a blank on Dwayne White. What team?
Yeah, what team? Oh, is Hennessy here? Hey, what's up? We don't need a first-round tight end. Conklin could get 800 yards with Rodgers. Hennessy, what's going on? Good to see you here, man. Hennessy, another big-time guy on Talking Jets and Green Bean channel. I stole his people today.
That's a domino effect, man. You never know when you're going to stumble across some greatness. You know, that they go from Green Bean. He tells you about this show. You watch us. You like us. You find out the good stuff that we're both doing together and individually, and then that's how you grow.
Look at that. Well, Crossfire, if you go, I'm going to be there, and I'm gonna entertain people by eating. Like, people are going to tell me what to eat. Like, hey, Chaos, eat 8 of those mozzarella sticks, and I'm going to do it because I can't say no. I'm gonna show off all my ability to eat.
Oh, Crossfire, you did? That's awesome, bro. Thank you.
He joined as a shiner. That's awesome.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much. Hennessy, what's up, bro?
So everybody is hearing this. If you're watching on Twitter, you're either watching on my Twitter or Nick's Twitter. It's feeding both, so it's a double feed tonight. Thank you for watching on Twitter. It's great. Keep watching. If you do have a YouTube account, if you are ever on YouTube, we do appreciate the support on YouTube. It's Jets Chaos on YouTube and Proud New York Jet Fan on YouTube. So make sure you go over there and support us on YouTube if you're enjoying the show, because you can get notifications and always be notified when we're on. I don't know how to make Twitter do that yet. So it's a good thing to go onto YouTube and take care of that. Let's move forward with the show. But I appreciate all the support everybody's showing.
Yeah, me too. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
That's cool stuff, Crossfire. Thanks, man. While we're doing that, Thursday nights, I do Thursday night throwdown after Green Bean. Thursday thick of it, you go from the white beard of him to the semi-white beard of me, and it's a debate show for hour 1, and then in hour 2 from 11 to whenever we end, I have the fans call in. I open up the lines, and you guys can all come on air. I know you guys love that. And then Sunday night, I do have some other news. You mind if I drop this? Sure. I may not be here. I know I said I was going to go to the Jets draft at the stadium. I downloaded the tickets. I have another trucking company interested in me, and they're trying to fast track me to get me out to Pennsylvania on Wednesday, the 24th. So if I'm out there, my channel, you know how much I love and support Talking Jets and all those guys. I will be going live as well during the draft. I'm going to have Italy Jet with me, and maybe Chaos can pop in after the Jets pick or something when things settle down where you're at. And I want to talk to you. If I'm out in a hotel in the middle of Pennsylvania, if the Wi-Fi works, we'll test it on the Wednesday night show. If it works, I'm going to go on live. I just want to sit and talk with Jets fans. So if you guys want, hop over, join me as well, and I always support the other guys too.
That's the best part of having a channel, dude, because you could have 5 people on, and it doesn't matter if it's guys like Knobcraft and Jimenez, and it's your friends, and it's just like a way of hanging out with your friends and talk, So
yeah, exactly. Like that's what I want. I don't want to sit there by myself, and I want to I did it last year. I was small, much smaller than I am now.
Infra Eds, all these guys.
Yeah,
Scott Foster, all these cool dudes. Harlan, Elon, Allen, or Alan. Daniel Murphy's here. I mean, these are the kind of guys you get a few of them on with you. You're hanging out. You're not alone in some hotel in Pennsylvania. You got friends with you. You know what I mean? Who am I forgetting? Did I forget anybody? No, I don't think I forgot anybody. I think I named all of our most loyal people. Harry W. No one. I'm trying to think of it if we have anybody.
Oh, there's too many. You can't name
Is
them
there any
all.
username that starts with D though? I'm ignoring the D's. I don't think we have
I thought
anybody.
you loved the
Daniel
D.
Murphy. Daniel Murphy is
I
our
thought you
one
loved
D.
the D, bro.
We got David D. We got Daniel Murphy. I don't know any other D's though. I don't know anybody. Certainly not anybody that's like a ginger or anything like that. Bernard Nixon says, I hate when main media says Rodgers didn't have a 300-yard game in Green Bay in 2022.
Sorry.
Before we even get into Aaron Rodgers' season, right, I'll make this point. Who cares, right, Bernard? Because the truth is, although I think he will have 300-yard games for us because of the nature of our team, I don't think it necessarily matters. Like, I don't think it matters because I don't think he's, in most cases during the season, he's going to need to have 300-plus yard games for us to win. Like, we saw Zach Wilson winning games when he had 150 yards. So I don't know that we're going to need 300-plus yards, but it's apples and oranges because the reality is Green Bay, he had rookie receivers. He never had them all at one time. They were injured on and off the whole year. His number one receiver was Alan Lazard. We're hoping that Alan Lazard is WR4 by the time the season starts.
I hope Alan Lazard plays as much on offense as Thomas Hennessy does.
So, and also we're hoping that Rodgers doesn't break his thumb or hands or whatever. So we don't have to worry about what the Main Street media says, brother. We're just going to we just need Aaron to be Aaron. But again, I'll say it. I don't know if we need him to have many 300-plus yard games. Obviously, if there's a game where that's what it's going to take to win, I hope it happens. But I'm not going to be a stats freak. I just care about one stat, and that's getting the W at the end of the game. And I think with our defense and Breece Hall, I honestly believe that we just need a very average, very like combine all his numbers together, Aaron Rodgers. We don't need the MVP version of Aaron Rodgers. We just need a solid quarterback, and I think that's what he's giving us.
100%. And I don't think that anyone could say it better than Hennessy does right here. We were winning games with Zach throwing for 150 yards and 0 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
We are going to win NFL games comfortably several times this year. They might be a 30-6 win. We're going to be on the opposite side of some of the losses that we've been on. It's going to be domino effect of greatness. It's going to be exciting, and I can't wait for it, man. I hate that it's still so far away. And thank you to everybody who supports the channel, both if you've been here from day one or if you're brand new today. We appreciate each and every one of you. I know Knucklehead was trying to name people. There's way too many to name. So I hope nobody is upset with that.
No. I was just...
We know you're a longtime guy. That's why I tried to stop him when he started naming names because I know he couldn't name all of them. But
no.
I can't reel in sometimes.
I think everybody
makes us.
I think he realized. I think most people realized that it wasn't about who I named or didn't name. It was who I was specifically not naming. Especially when I get into the letter D and I say their names start with D, and I think I named them all. David, Daniel Murphy, and David. Right? That's all the D's.
You know what's cool? We have our own emotions.
Wait. I just want to point out Infrared. I want to thank him. He's here all the time, and I don't say his name a lot. I don't know why. Some people just sneaks through and you realize I don't say his name enough. So I want him to know I appreciate him and you appreciate him following our shows, always being in the chat. And I agree with you, man. I think that one of the biggest things that we're going to see as a result of this offensive line and Aaron Rodgers that we don't think about or talk about enough is I think that we're going to see the biggest explosion ends.
That's what she said.
I think one of the biggest benefiters and one of the biggest uptick players that we're going to see, as good as he was last year, 1,600 yards from the line of scrimmage, I think that's nothing to what he's going to do this year. I think he's going to shatter anything we've ever seen from him.
He might have that by Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be fucking – this is going to be a very, very fun season to watch. I can't keep saying it enough. We can beat you in every way possible to win an NFL game. We can beat you in the passing attack. We could throw for 400 something yards. We can beat you in a ground and pound game in bad weather. We can beat you in a special teams field goal kicker game. We can beat you in a mudfest punting, change the flip the field type of game with Morstead. We could beat you in our defense is better than you. We can beat you in any way. And I'm not just talking about the schlubs of the league like the Patriots. I'm talking about the big dogs, the Niners, the Chiefs. We can line up against these guys and beat them in multiple ways. In the years past, we've always had to say, if this happens, the Jets can be in it. Those days are done. We can win games if these things go wrong. That's how talented we are, guys. This is a really, really exciting team to possibly see. Yeah, I love Chuck Clark. I addressed him earlier.
If healthy.
Yeah. Go ahead. I'll be right back.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Wait, not
no,
yet.
I was just saying, if healthy. I think we both are big fans of Chuck Clark. We know what he could do, what he did in Baltimore, but he's got to be healthy. I mean, we can't ignore the fact he's coming off an ACL. And although in today's, medical technology or whatever, typically players are able to come back, there's still examples of players who don't. They get hurt right away. They're not the same. It takes them longer. So I'm not going to lie and say I'm not somewhat concerned about that. There is some level of concern, but he did get that injury before the season even started. So he's going to have a full 12-month calendar year or over a 12-month full calendar year. So that's a really long time. It's not like he got hurt in October, November.
Jeremy, I have a random question for you, and then I'll pull up the super chat. Oh, let's do the super chat first. Thank you, Small Heath Court Jetster. Jetster. You always say Jester, like the clown.
Oh, Jester.
If we make the Super Bowl, are you guys going? I don't know if I'm going to have that money. If I'm on the road and trucking, I will be down there to celebrate with Jets fans, though. I will tell them to end my route, and I will be down in that area to get together with everybody.
Do we know where it's going to be?
To New Orleans.
Okay. I will say this. There's no way I can afford a ticket to the Super Bowl. There's just no way. I'm a student right now, restarting a new career. There's no way.
Dude, I'll fucking pick you up in Sacramento and you will drive with me to work to New Orleans.
No, but let me finish what I was saying. If for some reason someone got an extra ticket for me, or like at a reasonable price, hey, a few $100 and I got a Super Bowl ticket for you. I don't care where it is. I'm just saying if somehow it happened that someone offered me a ticket, I would make it to I would make it to New Orleans and I would go. The problem is getting the ticket. Now, is there a chance I'll go? Right. Well, if 150 people on our chats, if people we know are there, like if a lot of these guys that we're talking to right now, if a lot of you are there and tons of people are going to be in New Orleans that week, my wife has not been and wants to go. I will find a way to say, honey, let's go on a 4-day weekend to New Orleans. And I will find a way to be there.
Yeah. Wild Wave. It's not 5,000. When the Jets were in the conference championships, it was the year we were going to go. My ex-girlfriend, the year I went to Pittsburgh for the AFC championship. Family is very, very well off. And she said to me flat out, they win this game, we're going to Dallas. She's like, me, my brother, my father, and you, we will go and we will get tickets down by the field. And that would have cost over $100,000 for the 4 tickets.
It just tickles me to start with people. Wrong verb.
Let me ask you a question since we're talking about the Super Bowl. Okay. Yeah. If the Jets win the Super Bowl, will you commit right now on this channel to getting this tattoo on an ass cheek? Nick is absolutely right. Will you commit right now with 109 people watching?
No, I believe the Jets have a very good chance, a real chance to get to the Super Bowl. So I am not agreeing to that. If it was like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I may have, but not this year. This year, I bet money on them to win the Super Bowl this year. I put money down, and I did it before free agency started. So the odds were still 27-1.
Oh, I'm getting a tattoo. I'll get it. I don't know what it
But
is.
I already told. I don't know if people know this. This is a real thing. So the tattoo that I have here, this tattoo, the Jets Chaos one. If the Jets win the Super Bowl, I'm putting the Lombardi Trophy underneath it, and then under that, I'm putting 1969 and 2024 for the 2 Super Bowl years. And then any Super Bowl they ever win in my lifetime, I will add the number. I keep adding the years.
I appreciate the support, Daniel Murphy. I appreciate the support. You are a very loyal friend and fan. I'm very proud. And you could stop sending me the pictures of it. Thank you.
All right, so wrong verb. NFL is allowing us to have a third helmet design this season. All white unis are coming. I would love it.
No.
I would love it.
No.
No? What do you want?
I say fucking silver.
Silver with the green.
Silver helmet with that legacy logo on it. You've seen a lot of people do the mock-ups of it. I think a fucking silver uniform with the green, the legacy green on it. Oh, I think that would be fire, man.
That would be fire.
I think that, because I think the all white, just the white helmet, I think it's not enough for me as an alternate uniform, right? The alternate uniform is usually an entire head to toe. A white helmet's just a white helmet. We're allowed to have a third helmet, so we can have the white helmet and the green helmet. I think you're going to see, I don't know if they do the black with this. They just did the black as the alternate. I think you get like one of those, like a bright fluorescent silver with the green. I think that could be something different. You know what, Scott Foster? Yeah, I know. And the tattoo, you can't see it because it's not there. Very funny, jerk. He set me up on that one.
They don't let
Why the fuck? You can calm down with the laughing. Well done. Look at you, fat boy, chuckling to that.
I'm usually the butt of the jokes, man. So when somebody zings you like that, I gotta laugh. Do you like Lord? Yeah, I love that show, dude. This year was an amazing season. So far, like the girl, like I like when they have like a backstory, like even though the episode's not about it, like this girl got kidnapped, and it took like 4 episodes for them to get back to it and to find her. So it was really intense. I was like watching every episode. Like,
one of the storylines that are continuation stories throughout the season. Like they'll have, I like that too. I like those episodes.
Yeah. So they had one. They had one go like a month, huh?
When you binge those shows like NCIS, Criminal Minds, it's always good when they have that storyline that keeps popping up throughout the season. Because it's the main storyline with other shows sprinkled in.
Right, because because it's so much better than in the 1980s. All those 1-hour drama shows were like formulatic, like they were formulas, and part of the formula was every show ended with a nice finish. And once in a rare while, there was a to be continued, and it was like, a 2-episode one. But like, I love the way TV is now, where there's a backline story. Like, like Dexter, like, yeah, he had new people every week that he'd kill and everything, and it was great. But there was always a backline story too that was building, like a main person he was going after. I love that stuff. So SVU caught on to that. And they got a lot better this season. They've had a really good season. I think it's the organized crime version that like motivated that, because that one has been very successful. Anyway,
I got one I want to pull if you don't mind.
Okay.
Oh, it moved. It moved on me. Hold on. Did you put that, or did I miss it?
I did that.
Here it is. Infrared
is my friend.
All right. Well, I was putting up his other comment. We need white, brother. It would help A-Rod. Well, we already have the white. We already have the white.
He means the helmets. I think it would look fantastic, but I think the silver also would be fantastic.
I think A-Rod's done pretty good in his career with a green helmet on green turf, right? Like,
Yeah, but theirs had that nice bright yellowish.
I don't know, man. I see that there was that jersey floating around for years, like an alternate jet that was it was like a dark grayish, not dark, but like a lighter grayish. But I don't know. I think the black we just did. So you want to differ from that because you want to get something different out there to promote jersey sales, right? If you do like a freaking silver helmet, like a nice silver that pops, not like a dull color. Like how the Rams have that yellow that pops.
Yeah.
Like you get a silver like that pops, and then you put the legacy green on it. I think that would be really different.
You just got to look at like Oregon University. Like there are certain teams that do these helmets so well, they know how to make them like that where they pop.
I see Alan asking, "What is my channel?" Alan, I'm going to drop my channel in the comments right now, brother. Thank you.
Proud New York Jets fan. He's
Oh,
proud. He's proud. I wish I could tell who's doing their comments from Twitter versus YouTube because there's so many. There's a lot of. Oh, really? How do you know?
When you look at StreamYard and look at the comment and see how it has the picture, it'll have a red YouTube logo or it'll have the black X for Twitter there.
Oh, okay. So most of our
if someone comments from Twitter, you'll see the black X there.
Most of our commenters are YouTube then.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes me sad. I don't know why that makes me sad.
What made you sad?
I don't know. What's going on? Hey, I see you, Johnny Jimenez. Don't worry about it. I see you. All right? I know he's starting to say to his wife, I don't know what's going on. Just chaos not paying enough attention to me. All right, relax. I see you out there, buddy. I'll get to you.
Yeah. Adirondack, thank you. The gunmetal gray it was.
What about a metallic green helmet? I think Oregon Ducks. Hey, I just said that. Me and VR Diesel, great minds think alike. But they could do silver too. I've seen Oregon Ducks do like a silver shiny one, I think, with green. So they have the green big O on it, but it's like a metallic silver. I mean, why can't they do the color of my head? How about a shiny chaos head as a helmet? Can you imagine the helmets all look like my shiny head?
We would have too many neck injuries because the players would have to carry around that giant fucking watermelon bowling ball head that you have. Everybody would have snapped necks. They put on the helmets after the national anthem, and everyone's head would just go like this. Helmet.
Put on the Corbett touchdown, some footage. That's the jersey you want. Hold on, let's take a look at that. I want to take a look at that real fast. Let's look at the Corbett jersey really carefully here, just to see what he's talking about.
And now, welcome to Pride and Chaos.
Welcome to the darkest year of our adventures. Oh, yeah!
You talking about those? They showed a few different ones. The green. You talking about the white, or are you talking about the green? Because they showed them in two different jerseys in that intro. Papa Yeti.
Crossfire. I messaged you back privately on Discord. I got your request. I'm new to this technology shit. I got to give Dano credit. As much as we bust Dane's balls, I can't thank Dane enough for putting the Discord together for my paid members and running all that stuff. Dane's a really good dude. We bust his balls on air when he's not on air. But I will give him props and I will thank him.
This motherfucker. Actually, he did something really nice for me. He made a new logo for me. Like where he made me an Eggman. But he hasn't gotten me invited to the Discord that you guys are in. It's like the one freaking group I want to be in, and this motherfucker won't put me in. It's crazy. But no, but he got me a new profile picture or whatever that I could use, and I'm trying to get Ryan to put it on the Talking Jets merch site, like to make a shirt with it. So I'm hoping he does that. So that was cool.
Man, if that would have been,
he's saying show it, but I don't really have it. I gotta let me.
Oh, hold up.
You have it? Can you get it?
I'm getting taunted. JJ was a Met fan in I believe he's a Met fan in Porto and Gunny and Abby's show on Monday night, and I was going hard against the Mets fans, and it took him a couple days before the Yankees lost, but he showed up to taunt. Hey, we won the series. I mean, eventually the Yankees are going to lose. I think we're 11-3 now, or 10-3. But yeah, we won the series, man. That's all baseball's about. Win the series, move on. You're not going to win every day, but I'm glad that, number one, I bothered you enough to remember it 2 days later to come find me, and thank you, man. I think that's really awesome. And if this is Jermaine Johnson watching us, JJ, love your game, bro. You signed my kid's jersey. Thank you so much. You're the best.
Hey, you're better than this than me.
Your girlfriend is phenomenal on Instagram.
You're better than this than me. Can you get to my Twitter account and share the new logo that Dano made?
Get to your Twitter account. No, I don't
like,
have
can
access
you go on
to your Twitter.
I'm saying on your computer. No, just go in and look at my profile. I posted it.
Oh, all right. Hold on.
And then we'll share screen.
Okay. Give me 1 second. I'm
like, do your magic. Make it happen. I have everything on my phone. I never save things onto my computer.
I got you. All right. And JJ, that's what I'm all about, is busting balls, giving, dishing, and taking. So I'm actually, it brought a huge smile to my face to see you come and talk shit about the Yankees losing. So I'm glad that you got some joy out of that, man. Awesome. Thanks for watching.
Like,
if you haven't already, subscribe to Jets Chaos and also my channel, because I will take your banter in the chat all summer long, bro.
Patty Grimes, everybody beats the Mets. It's not something to brag about.
Beat the Mets. Beat the Mets.
Beat the Mets. Step right
Everyone can beat them. And while I'm pulling this up, for those of you that don't know, my father, who passed away several years ago, was a Met fan. And the banter him and I would have with one another about the Yankees and the Mets, to the point that I tried to sneak a Yankee hat into his casket during my eulogy. And my mother said, "Get that the fuck out of there." We're arguing in the funeral home during my eulogy to my father.
You tried to put a Yankee hat.
I tried to sneak a Yankee hat.
What the fuck is wrong with you, bro? What's wrong with you?
But that's the way it's been. So those that don't know, I'm not hating on the Mets. I'm carrying on the banter and the love that I had for my father.
It's a compliment
through other Mets fans. Yes,
it's a compliment.
It's nostalgic for me. It's not hate. I mean, I don't care. Like when the Mets went to the World Series, I didn't care if they won. I wanted my dad to see it.
Yeah, that's right. Like Dana, when I say you're a ginger and I say, "Hey man, can I visit your trailer?" It's all in love, bro. It's all in love.
It's not. He's a hate-fueled fuck. Don't listen to him. All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go.
I love this. For anyone who hasn't seen it,
that's and I don't see the difference. This just looks like a regular picture of him to me.
Yeah, look at that. It's in the comment. It shows you. I'm saying thank you at Dano, and here he does it again. Don't make me walk my white ass back across 8 miles. But this is the best, I think. I mean, Gator made me a great logo. I'm not complaining. It started with my brother, the logo that's on the website that I use a lot. And then it went to Gators, and now we got this one. So I like having these multiple things to play with. But I think this is the one to put on a shirt for sure.
That's what she said. She wants multiple things to play with.
Multiple things to play with.
I love that it has your current YouTube logo on the back of the book. That detail, Dane, is so awesome. Yeah. It's so it's not a major thing, but when you look at the detail of this and you're like, oh wait, that's his YouTube logo. Well done, bro. Very, very well done, Dane.
You inserted my nose in there.
I think your nose just broke through the shell. He tried to put the shell over it. This is Jeremy if he went to the same tanning salon as Donald Trump. He got like that goldy orangey look to him.
Yeah.
You got a nice tint to you there. And I like that your eyebrows have eyebrows.
No, those forehead skins. Dude, that's the forehead skins. Oh my god.
Johnny, I would scramble that egg. I wish that egg would fall off the goddamn wall.
That's crazy.
That's good stuff.
Oh man, they put it on Talking Jets.
Dane.
10 minutes into the show last night, they put it on Talking Jets. It took 10 minutes.
That's really good. I'll be right back. I got to throw my clothes in the dryer.
Okay.
This is your time, and this is your cue to talk shit, because as soon as I walk away, I know your shit talk starts because you're not man enough to do it with me here.
That's right. No, I don't have to talk about it. I'll say it right to Nick's face. I mean, what is he going to do? I'll just spin around him, and he'll try to catch me to hit me. But by spinning around, he'll get off balance because he only has 9 toes, and he won't have that big toe to balance on, and he'll fall over. And then I'll freaking throw flour and tar on that big, ugly beard of his. I'll kick his ass, man. What's this? Love that KO sense of humor with things like that. Why I said to him privately, and he openly shared it and credited me. Good man. Yeah, man, I'm cool with that stuff. I got over my whatever it is to get over something like that. Like when people make fun of you, like I got over that, and I just say anything. I take anything people do like that as a compliment. I mean, and I know you did it out of love, so that's the way I take it. But even when it's not, and there's other people that'll say shit, they can't get to me. My protection to myself is I just laugh at it. If more people did that, we'd have less reasons to fight. So if someone comes over and says, "Yo, you got a big fucking nose," I'll say, "I know. The air is free. I want to take advantage." You know what I mean? Like, I don't give a shit anymore. Because, when someone comes up and yells shit to you, hate shit to you, especially when it's for no reason, you have to understand the problem is theirs. Chaos, what did you think of the interview with Aaron Rodgers had recently? It's cool. Look, every time Aaron Rodgers talks and he has an interview, to me, he sounds like a perfect gentleman, a perfect teammate, or whatever person. So I always like listening to him talk. I think he's really intelligent. I think that he plays games with the media. He lets them spread these rumors. And I think his expectation is for us is not to panic and worry about it, like the whole VP thing. I think he didn't say anything because it was so stupid. So he didn't say anything because I think that he's just like, he's not going to stoop to the level of the media. He's not going to act like a child. He's like, if they want to put out nonsense that he's running for vice president, I think he just looked at it. He just shook his head and said, they're not going to get a reaction out of me. All I know is that people can say whatever they want about Aaron Rodgers. Talk to the teammates from Green Bay. Talk to the teammates on the Jets. Talk to players all over the league. They're constantly talk to players who are retired now that once played with him and see what they say about Aaron Rodgers. If you listen to the Main Street media, you'll think Aaron Rodgers is the biggest villain alive. If you listen to the people who actually know him and played with him and shared a locker room with him, you're going to think and you're going to hear about one of the greatest people that you've ever heard. Like, all you're hearing is stories about an incredible human being, someone who changed people's lives, helped people, stayed in touch with people, to, not just false promises, but really stayed and was there for people that weren't necessarily other stars. People who were in the league 2-3 years, faded away, still stayed in touch with them, still cared about them, still made sure, checked on their well-being. That is all we hear about. So I'm not worried about the human being that is Aaron Rodgers.
This is the comment of the night. The comment of the night I'm putting up right now by Alan. Running for vice president would have been genius. Secret Service would take out anyone that tried to tackle him. Kudos to you. Kudos. Oh, wait a minute. Who is Colonia, New Jersey? Who is Colonia? I'm from Colonia. Who is this?
Wow, 73 Klecko 73.
Who's
Klecko's the name
Klecko in
of
New
my
Jersey?
dog. I don't know. Old school fan, baby. Someone my age,
All right,
maybe.
hold up. Who we got here? Do I know you? Do you have a YouTube name that I don't? Do I not put the real life name with it?
Colonial, New Jersey. Make sure it's really that he's really from there. Test him on the pizza places.
Class of
85? Oh, you got 3 years on me. I was class of 88.
Nice.
Yeah, 3 years you got on me.
You're in between us. I think I've talked to this person before because my father graduated in 70 or 71, and then I graduated in 96. Yeah, Inman Avenue. My father is actually, ironically, in the cemetery on Inman Avenue in Colonia.
Wow, that's amazing.
Awesome.
Amazing. So would you stop doing that? The super chat.
I'm sorry. I'm looking at the comments.
They don't need to read in Minerva. Okay, you said it.
I accidentally misclicked it as I'm scrolling the mouse. They don't.
I mean, maybe Dano needs to read it, but
God damn it. I can't stand you. You know what? We did good. An hour and 10 minutes in, and we agreed on a lot. Now we can go back to being us.
Daniel Murphy, thank you so much, man, just for support. I love our community, our viewers. I love it. We have, and you know what? It used to be just, oh, these are people that are just watching me because they know me from this or that. We have created our own separate community. Now, yeah, some of it originated from the other sites that they know me from Green Bean and other places, but our thing is our thing. Like the people that are here with us it's our community. It's not, I don't feel like I just have other people watching us. I feel like we've created our own community.
They've
like
made
Tino,
themselves
Johnny
a part of the
Jimenez,
show.
and
They're a part of the show. They've embedded themselves in the chat. We interact.
Alon is here all the time now. My Jewish brother. You know, Alan is here. Daniel Murphy's always been here. Knobcraft is like always been here. I mean, I just feel like we have our own like thing. You know, even Patty Grimes, who's a Detroit fan.
Yeah.
I don't know. Patty Grimes has shown nothing but love. Has always been here, always supporting.
Infrared, where are you? I see you put the Colonia. I don't want to put the comment up and get scolded by Jeremy again. Guy's real fucking tough when he's 3,500 miles away. If you haven't figured that out about him yet.
You should see me in person.
In person, though, he's standing behind me. Not like that. Pause. No Diddy. For protection, so he can run his mouth. But across country, he gets phony tough and crazy brave.
I know. When I went up to Gunny the first time, I said, I'm Jeremy, and I backed off really fast to see how he was going to react because I thought he might grab me and get me like in a chicken wing. Start submitting me or something.
Infrared, I love that you put 32 minutes away because when it comes to navigation directions, I am so precise that I appreciate you putting 32 minutes away and not just rounding off the 30. That is an old white guy thing. That's like the thermostat, how the lawn looks, and knowing exact precision of directions. You have no idea how much that warmed my heart.
Let me get into the most controversial question of the night based on our topic. Well, when I talk about Jets' most critical positional needs, what's the biggest controversy? The biggest controversy is the bigger need wide receiver or is the bigger need offensive lineman?
Yes.
I mean, or is it a tie? You know what I mean? Which is it?
I don't think anyone's wrong. I don't think anybody is wrong with this. And I put it up on my Twitter today, and I'll read it because I thought it was very eloquently written as I was having my morning coffee.
Okay.
Boom, boom, get there. Oh, shit. You go to my YouTube page, and it has a pink ring around the logo. It says live. All right. A reminder that both weapons can be acquired and walls can be built outside of round one. I don't care if any Jets fan is right. I just want Joe Douglas to be right. And, of course, Green Bean needs to be right. If we go wide receiver in round one, it doesn't mean that we're not going to take a lineman in round three. It doesn't mean that we can't move up into round two with a 3 and a 4. the value that Joe Douglas has these guys rated at is going to be interesting to see. We said it early on. I kept saying it on the show that the Joe Douglas would do a huge disservice to the Jets and the organization and should be fired if he went to the draft with the entire league knowing we had to take offensive linemen. Everyone asked, "How's he going to do it? How's he going to do it?" I don't know, but he's got to get 3. He got 3. He got 3, I think, above average to above average. It's not piss poor guys. I think everyone can agree on that these guys are all average or above to come in and start. If it's a wide receiver, if there's a wide receiver, if it's one of the top 3, I don't think you can be upset with that. I don't think you can bitch about that. If the top 3 are gone, if they decide to go Bowers, I know this is a trigger point of anger for a lot of people, but he's not a tight end. He's a big slot. It's something different a different element he could bring. I'm okay with that. If he decides to go offensive line, I'm okay with that. I just want the talent on the offense to get better. And we need it short term and we need it long term. Mike Williams is a 1-year deal. As much as everyone wants to scream about Tyron Smith and Morgan Moses being 1-year deals, as of right now, Mike Williams is a 1-year deal. So there's no wrong answer. It's just a matter of who they value and who they select. And it's going to be curious to see how it plays out. If we trade back and we get an extra pick, I'm okay with that. If we trade back and we still take a Brian Thomas to put on the outside with Mike Williams on the other side and Garrett Wilson in the slot, who can be mad about that? How are you going to cover that?
Yeah.
So I don't think I'm one of these guys that, yes, I love to talk Jets. Yes, I love to debate things. I don't give a fuck if I'm right. I don't care if Jeremy's right, or Green Bean, anybody, any of you guys in the chat, no disrespect to any of you. I just want Joe Douglas to be right. I want the talent in the offensive locker room to get better. Yeah, jet it out. That's my thing right now. That's mine. I want to trade up. I don't want to wait for a weapon. But if we don't do it, I'm not going to be pissed off. Too many people attach their reactions to their predictions. And they take it personal, and they'll shit on the team, and they'll shit on Joe Douglas if they don't line up together. What kind of fan is that? Being a fan, it's cool to project, but you don't have a fucking say in what they do. And I think too many people get too wound up about wanting to be right and caring less about Joe Douglas being right.
Yeah, people need to get over the being right thing. Like, all that matters is that JD is right. Nothing is more important than that.
That being said, Byron Murphy, defensive tackle's the pick.
Okay, well,
chaos hits.
I'm going to start a poll. Okay. And I'm going to put the options in there. Now, if people are watching on Twitter and want to participate in the poll, you have to go on to didn't work. You have to go on to YouTube. In order to do it, you need to go onto YouTube. So,
And I'll talk while you're typing. Is that cool?
Yeah.
I learned this the hard way. The reason I say everything that I just said is because nobody pounded the table more than I did for Becton in that draft. And Mims was my guy in round 2. And when we traded back, I was so upset because I thought we were going to get him. So what we want don't mean shit because it doesn't always work out. We need Joe Douglas to be right. If Will McDonald goes on to develop in year 2 the way JJ did, and JJ goes on to develop into year 3 the way he improved from 1 to 2, oh my God, like, who's complaining? Who's complaining about the pick if Will McDonald makes a JJ jump and ends up being a Pro Bowler in year 2? Who's going to complain about that? Just because we didn't like it day 1, football drafts are not decided. Guys' futures are not decided 15 days from now. We don't know what the player is going to be. Any of them. We've watched players get drafted number 1 overall. We've had a few at number 2 throughout our life with Blair Thomas and Zach. We've had Sam Darnold at 3. You know, we've had Vernon Golston at 6. We've had Mackay at 11. We've had failures everywhere. It doesn't mean that any player getting picked will succeed or fail day one. We've had guys like Bryce Huff go undrafted. We've had Wayne Corbett go undrafted. We don't know who or what any of the players are going to be, especially 15 days from now. So the overreaction, it's like I'm not looking forward to it. I want to be on YouTube and not on Twitter that night.
Yeah, I mean, there's been times where we've reacted so upset and the player ended up great. And there's times we act happy and we jump up and down at the pick, and the player's a complete bust. So, you know.
Becton and Mims. I live on that shit, man.
Huh?
I live on the ship of Becton and Mims. I wanted Becton and Mims. They were my, this was before we met. They were my tandem. I'll hold my receipt and drop my L for everyone to laugh at. Becton and Mims, I was screaming for.
Yeah.
They were my tandem. I'm going to
Sean
YouTube.
McAteer is back. So we got a poll going. Hopefully, did you see it? It didn't go out. It didn't show up on StreamYard.
Oh no, I had to refresh it. It's there.
Okay. So we have a poll out, and basically we're asking which position is the biggest, most critical need for the New York Jets. There's the last one is interior offensive line. I forgot about that because that's, you know, if people are going to talk about the depth of the tackles, what about the interior? If AVT goes down, who's coming in? So
Schweitzer, one of your people.
Is
not your people.
Not a good answer. You know what I mean? Bringing in Schweitzer, what's he going to do? I got to find them.
My people just know how to block on Twitter. We don't get physical.
I know how to block, but you know,
I can block you on Twitter.
They motivate him. He's trying to get the matzah. He's trying to get the Alpha Coleman. Stop him from stealing the Alpha Coleman. And then, that's what I do. I stop him from getting the Alpha Coleman. So, you know, we need.
Oh man!
Anybody know Alpha Coleman is the matzah that you have to find on Passover. And my brother, when we used to go to my grandparents' Seder, we used to go to my grandparents' house, and I had a religious step-grandfather. Boy, my whole family couldn't stand him because let's not get into it. Anyway, my brother knew where he hid the matzah, so when we went into the house at the beginning of the night, my brother would run right to it, take it, and hide it in his shirts. And then it was time to find the matzah. They'd say, "Ready, go," and he'd run into the other room, pull it out from under his shirt, and run back in and go, "Here it is." He'd ruin Passover for the grandfather.
Yes. Schweitzer sounds like a great tax attorney.
That's right.
He's the H&R Block representative in Florham Park.
Right. Look, I want Schweitzer in the courtroom with me when I'm suing somebody. I don't want Schweitzer blocking 300-pound mammoth human beings.
I want him managing Aaron Rodgers' money in financial investments.
You got to hide the Alpha Coleman. I don't need Schweitzer. I mean, Schweitzer can help prepare the bagels and lox and cream cheese. You know what I mean? He can help with that. He could come over to my house for Passover for dinner. There's a lot of things that Schweitzer would be very good for. One of them is not blocking to protect your 40-year-old Hall of Fame quarterback. Sorry.
Real quick, I just want to address Dean. I don't want to get text later. We don't put his comments up enough. I think there are people who still doubt Will McDonald. I think they doubt, was he worthy of that selection, Dane? That's more of where I was going with that comment, that there's people that still say he wasn't worthy of that pick. And I think he could very well end up being, especially with Reddick being there. You've heard me say it. Be a sponge, follow Reddick around, sit next to him in every meeting when they break down the tackle. Go talk to Morgan Moses. Go talk to Tyron Smith. Work with them and in between reps and practice of, what do you not want to see, or what do you expect from defensive edges, and what can I do to differ? Is there a tell that you're looking for? The quality of talent that our players can learn from is amazing.
Guys, if somebody gets hurt, if they actually stay where Schweitzer's our number one backup for the internal lineup, if they don't bring more people in, understand when he runs out onto the field, I want you to visualize that it's either me or Jake Asman running out there. All right, here we go. That's who it is. Okay, that's who we are as a people. We don't get any bigger or stronger than this. This is who we are. Okay. Do you ever see Schindler's List? We're not big people. We're not strong people. We're not tough people. This is who we are. We do this a lot. So when Schweitzer lines up, he probably does this. Hey, please, my grandmother's watching. Don't do it. Stand right there. I'll take care of you after. She'll make you a matzo ball you'll never forget. Okay? We need to sign more interior offensive linemen. We can't go with Schweitzer.
I can't help but when I see you walking like this, it's because you're carrying multiple trays back to your table. And if you want to see that, attend the Talking Jets draft party out in Farmingdale, New York. Is that a good plug or what? That should be a commercial.
Scott says he'll visualize the egg. Like he'll visualize me jogging onto the field. What's this?
You know what I actually watched today?
Theo Benedict. Oh, I didn't get to look at him. I'm sorry. I got to look at him. Let me write that down so I don't forget, because I promised I would take a look at it.
That's a prospect?
I don't know. It's either I forget because it was the other night.
Is it a
somebody?
I don't know. When people give me, I don't know if it's a chef. I don't know.
It might be. I don't know. I'm going to Google. I'm going to Google.
I don't know if it's a weight loss doctor. I don't know if it's a chef. I don't know if it's a prospect. Give me any of these things. People throw the most random shit out to you. It could be a tour guide in one of the cities around the world. Who knows?
It might be another food. It might be another food reviewer.
Yeah, who knows what it is? Sean, you got to give me more info, man. If it's a random name,
Nick needs more context.
I do. I do.
Leader of a new boy band. Let's make up all the things I love our people.
There we go. Don't tell us, Sean. Sean, do not tell us what it is.
Let's line
do
up.
not tell us what it is.
Let's line up all the things that we think Theo Benedict could be. Male porn star.
I was going to say that my sex worker. Damn it. Sean told us. Canadian offensive line draft pick, probably in the 7th.
Thanks
for ruining the fun, Sean.
It's so funny that he said that because I think I drafted in one of my mock drafts. I think I drafted him because I said, he's from Canadian Football League. I think I actually did in one of my last mocks draft him. So that's funny. He's actually a really good athlete, and I don't know, he might get drafted and he might surprise people. Let's look at the poll and see how the poll is doing. Let me look. Wait a second. How come I can't find the poll?
That's what she said.
Where do you go? How do you do it once you create one?
Say that again.
Can anybody else see it? You said you refreshed it and you could see the poll?
Yeah. What do you want, the results?
Where is it?
Are you on YouTube?
Yeah. I'm on it and don't see it, so it's weird.
So if you're on YouTube on your browser on the laptop or on the computer, you should be able to. Yeah, not in StreamYard. You got to go back to YouTube where you created it, and then
here it is.
And then you got to click the drop down, and it'll tell you the results, and then you can end it from there.
Okay, should I end it? 27 votes. Come on, guys. If you haven't voted yet, get your vote in. I guess because it's only YouTube people can vote, so there's 50 people, so it's more than half voted. If you haven't voted, it's your last chance. Going once, going twice. What's our biggest position of need? Nobody thinks it's a safety. Nobody thinks it's interior offensive line. Everyone seems to think that it is. Wait, why did I shut it? I closed it.
Yeah, you ended it.
I ended it, but it shows me. Okay, it shows it. Okay, so it looked at when 62% offensive tackle, 37% wide receiver. So I'm sorry to people like Sack Exchange. You lose, man. Jets
No,
Nation.
here's the thing, though.
7 people decided that we need an offensive tackle.
We also need another weapon. We need a
do.
safety, and we need all 4. I think all 4 are needed. You know, the roster's not complete, but I think people are taking that poll as what do we need in the first round. That's why the others didn't get any selections.
It's very important to remember that, yes, we can get another player. Like if we trade back and get a second-round pick,
yeah.
Here's the thing. I believe that it's deeper, the draft, in wide receiver if you have a second-round pick than it is tackle. Although Rose Garden is making a case for there might be a guy that we can grab in the second or third round. And also there's a guy named Danielson, I think it is, that everybody's fallen in love with, that's projected to be at like 150, but like he might move up, that Green Bean and all those guys like also. So there are some sleepers.
If Green Bean likes him, I'm against it completely. Not a fan.
Well, no, he's right about a lot of those things, though, man. He ends up being right. So,
nope.
He
nope.
loves.
I will not give him credit. I shall not give Green Bean any credit for anything.
Green Bean loved Laporta, and he nailed it, man, with Laporta. I'll tell you that much. He loved Laporta 2 years ago, before when he didn't even go enter the draft.
The hell is that?
What the hell is that?
That was something I didn't expect popped up on my phone. I guess I hit one of the apps as I was going to close something else.
Tano's one of those people that's like, yeah, I might make fun of him. Yeah, he might be like seem like just a simple guy or whatever, but he's like one of those guys that's super genius. You know what I mean? He's like one of those guys that he is smarter than any of the like freaking smart, brilliant engineers and people like that. Like he's just as smart as them, but he's like, I'm not going to spend my life just like studying and being an engineer, dude. That's boring. I'm going to be a guy who parties and has a good time, dude. You know, like that, like, but he's like, but when you talk to him, he uses words eloquently like that. And he pronunciates it. He says he'll like throw in those words to remind us he's a genius.
I just
like,
want to correct you that I'm the genius, because when you say it out loud, it's enunciate, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's enunciate.
That's it. I'm leaving the show. I'm never talking to you again.
I'm George Takei, and I played Mr. Sulu.
It's George Takei. There's 2 in a row.
And I enunciate when I speak. I am on the Howard Stern show very often.
I will not comment on that. Yeah, and Green Bean, he was willing to die on the Denzel Mims hill. He would not get off of it, even to the bitter end.
What the devil is going on here? We're kind of talking about the Jets, but we keep getting distracted because we're both ADHD. So we can't stay focused on the Jets. Like we can't sit in here for 2 hours and talk about one thing.
Ooh, this is going to be a fun discussion. Bloop. Yeah. Green Bean was also right when he said we should have taken Kayvon over Sauce. You know this. I wasn't too friendly. I hadn't. Green Bean didn't know of me yet at that point. I didn't meet him until the opening day that year at the Coney Island. You know this. I was Thibodeau. I was get me the elite edge, and I was completely against the notion of taking a cornerback there. That was mine as well.
I play it all the time in my intro, the draft one, my draft reaction. I was saying Thibodeau. Please don't not take Thibodeau. Please do not take Thibodeau. But I'll tell you, I don't agree that there's wrong or right. Like we have a very good defensive line and a very good defense, and we're strong at edge, and we have Sauce Gardner.
Yeah.
If we would have taken Thibodeau, we'd still have a strong edge, right? But we wouldn't have the greatest future Hall of Fame cornerback playing for us also. So I'm not going to say it was a mistake, but I'll also say it wasn't wrong.
Yeah.
I'll say it's just a cancel out. Both players are working out really well. But to be honest, Sauce is the best at his position. Is Thibodeau? You know?
No, but he usually takes edges.
Yeah.
Of a couple years. Look at Josh Allen. Josh Allen just got to 17.5 sacks last year.
And it was a great pick. But here, I'm gonna play it just so you can see, because I got video evidence of where I stood on Thibodeau.
Yeah.
Don't not be Thibodeau. And here it comes. It's about to come in. Oh my God! They didn't.
Idiot used a double negative.
They took Sauce Gardner. Oh my God! They don't want an edge. Maybe he likes Jermaine Johnson at 10. Then we're not. So there you go.
Double negative using wackadoo.
I was nervous. I was reacting to.
Don't not be.
I mean, when Thibodeau came to us in that spot when he was there, how many mock drafts did we do? Like trying to calculate, like what are the odds to be there? We were so excited that he was there, and then they went up and they said Sauce Gardner. I was like, and I love Sauce Gardner. I mean, it's not that I didn't appreciate and love Sauce Gardner, but I was like, come on, man. We were waiting 15 years or 10 years, 11 years for this team to have a real edge again. We were waiting so long to have a legitimate pass rusher.
And with that draft, I was at the kids, and I was watching with them. And, number 4 pick, you're excited. I wanted Thibodeau. You know this very well. That's when we first started doing shows together. I was edge. My stance was I can't see them taking corner that early. I'm standing up. The kids are standing on the coffee table next to me. They announced Sauce Gardner. Had no reaction. And the kids were like, what? You don't like? I go, I'm not excited right now. Let me see what else happens. They take Garrett Wilson at 10. I was excited about that pick. But my theory was, I said, because their mom was like, it's a school night, what time are you leaving? I'm like, we're not done yet. And Nikki's like, what do you mean? I go, Joe Douglas is going to trade up. Now, that day in my mock on IOW, I did a full round 1 mock the day of the draft. I had the Jets trading up with the Titans for Nakobe Dean, because I had us taking Jermaine Johnson earlier in the draft. So I didn't have us needing that. I had us trading up for Nakobe Dean. And then when the Jets are coming up, I was like, they're going to make a move. And Nikki's like, Dad, Mom's going to yell at me. I got to go to bed soon. And I was like, all right, just hang out another pick or 2. Boom. They trade up. Now, when they drafted Jermaine Johnson, who you and I both loved leading up to that draft, that's when I erupted, because now you got the edge and the corner, and the combination of the two is what excited me. So
I think
last year with Will McDonald, I didn't get that excited at first.
No.
So let's wait and see. Joe Douglas's plan is more forward thinking than any of ours. So maybe it might be the tackle.
When he traded up to take JJ, I think that when you really talk to people, you get through the excitement, you went nuts. And when we really talk about it, I think we all came to the same realization. We all felt the same thing. It put everything in perspective. It made everything else make sense. Like, it didn't make sense. It's not that we didn't have 2 great players. We knew we had a great cornerback. Sauce was going to be great. We knew that Garrett Wilson, we were excited about him. A lot of people wanted the weapon. But we all felt a loss because we thought, okay, we're not going to get one of those edges that we all talked about. When he traded up and took him, it was more than just getting Jermaine Johnson. It was the fact that we made it work. Like, not only now we were sitting there saying, we have Jermaine Johnson and we have Sauce fucking Gardner and Garrett Wilson. Like, the realization of what he had done. I mean, did you see the Jets lounge, like the people in Brooklyn in the bar go nuts? We all exploded. We all went crazy because we all understood collectively what JD had done. And I think the moment he traded up and took Jermaine Johnson, I think everything became so much better. Everything was multiplied by 10. Sauce Gardner was multiplied by 10. The Garrett Wilson pick was multiplied by 10 because it no longer cost us the opportunity to have an edge. We had the edge. It was amazing. It was one of the most amazing, probably the best draft moment of my life, to be honest.
Mine was meeting Mark Gastineau and Brandon Moore at Poor Billy's years ago in the early 2000s in Woodbridge, New Jersey.
That's cool.
Meeting Gastineau was pretty cool.
During a draft? During a draft?
Yeah. Okay. At the draft party, I met Gastineau and Brandon Moore. The Jets used to, before the stadium parties, they would do Jets draft parties. Don LaGreca would be there, and he would host it, and they hosted a bunch from Poor Billy's in Woodbridge.
Yeah.
and I went to that one and got to meet Gastineau, and that was when the draft was Saturday all day.
Yeah. Blessing from the football gods. It was unbelievable that he dropped to 26. What was unbelievable is we were trying to trade up to 18, and then we were trying to trade up to 19, and trying to trade up to 20. And all those picks, if it would have happened, would have cost us a lot more. So it actually worked out better that he failed to be able to trade up until 26 because it cost us less. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But cheers to JD for not giving up and for fighting. On the phone, pulling everything out he could to make that happen.
Yeah,
changing our lives.
The Jets draft documentaries and the One Jet Drive that they do, or the Take Flight, whatever they call it now. I love that. I love the behind the scenes thing. I really, really do. I'm not an analytics guy. I'm a behind the scenes discussion guy. Like, I want to see behind the curtain on how it formulates and how they get there. Now they'll only show us what they want us to see, but you want to freaking make money, man, you put a no holds barred how to build your board together show that comes out, and you watch the discussions and how they break teams down. I know people, it would be revealing their hand on how they view players and stuff like that, but man, go ahead, Joe. You take this. Wild Wave knows how I feel.
This might surprise some people, but as I'm thinking about it right now, yeah, I would. I would.
There's nothing I wouldn't trade for Marvin Harrison Jr.
I would trade a number one. It would suck next year. There's no question. I'd hope they find a way to accumulate more picks for next year to make next year's draft something. But I would. I think he's a generational player. I think he's generational. I think he's up a very, very, very good chance he's going to be a Hall of Fame wide receiver. He's going to have a career like his father, that kind of career, Calvin Johnson type shit. Like, you put him on that team with Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall, we have, like, it's such a star-studded freaking set of weapons. I would definitely do it. I think I would really be thinking Super Bowl, and I think that we move to top 3 in odds, and I think that's what the experts would say.
Plural. Like, we would be in the discussion the next couple of years.
Yeah, he's that special of a prospect. So, yeah.
And the cool thing is, we could keep majority of this team together. Like, I know everyone's saying Mike Williams, Moses, Tyron Smith, Reddick are 1-year deals. Oh, guys, when you win, players want to re-sign. It doesn't mean they're automatically gone after this year. You win, you're in a position to win in years going forward, players want to play with you. Yeah, that was really good too.
Yeah.
I would trade next year's one and another pick for Marvin Harrison Jr. I would give up a lot. I would give up a quarterback haul to move up for Marvin Harrison Jr. To have Harrison, Garrett, 2 top 10 receivers we'd have the best wide receiver tandem in football with a top 2 or 3 running back. And he might be the number 1 running back once you had those components on the outside.
And an offensive line, yeah. And Aaron Rodgers and a real quarterback. Yeah.
100%, no issue whatsoever.
I can't believe how good our team would be. Like, it's ridiculous how good we'd be. I mean, just Garrett Wilson and Marvin Harrison and freaking Breece Hall in the backfield. Like, that's disgusting. With Aaron Rodgers as our quarterback, that's freaking disgusting.
Good night, Daniel Murphy. Thanks for joining. Thanks for the super chat.
Oh, Daniel Murphy, good night, brother. I mean, when you think about our defense, and then you say that out loud, Garrett Wilson, Marvin Harrison Jr., Breece Hall, like, with Aaron Rodgers at quarterback, like, holy shit. Yeah, I would trade.
There's nothing I wouldn't trade. There's nothing I wouldn't trade.
I mean, to me, that sounds like a Super Bowl team.
You want to trade JFM and next year's one? Yes. You want to give a player and that? Yes. Go ahead. I'm fine with that.
You know what I would compare that to? I would compare that to, in the 90s, Troy Aikman, Michael Irvin, and Emmitt Smith. Aaron Rodgers.
It would be better.
Garrett Wilson, Marvin Harrison, Breece Hall. We would have 2 wide receivers. and the Brees Hall and the quarterback. We would have 2. I mean, it's like it's ridiculous. I can't say it enough.
Yep,
It's ridiculous.
I was waiting for somebody to say this because the one next year will be 32. Yeah, I'm okay
Yeah.
with it. That's why.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's what I was
didn't want
thinking
to take that
too.
from anyone.
It's closer to a second round pick because we'd be such a winning team. We'd win so many games and possibly the Super Bowl. So
I don't care
I mean,
what it takes. You want to be great, you got to have the balls to go be great. You
it might
drop that.
legitimately make us the best 1-2 wide receiver in the NFL.
Here's the thing, man. If we're going to talk this, right, I think we have to hope to God that Minnesota trades with Arizona to get the 4 to take the 4th quarterback. That is what every Jet fan should be rooting for, is to see Arizona trade out with Minnesota or Oakland or Vegas for 4 quarterbacks to go. Now the Chargers, who were said flat out, we're going to build a smash mouth line and run the ball like never before here. They could trade out a 5, where now the compensation is less at 5, but Harrison's still there at 5. That would be great.
Yeah, I mean, and Kelly
that's
is
the
saying
thing. You got to hope that somebody jumps for quarterback 4 and Arizona wants to bail out because they're not one player away.
Right. Kelly is saying it just the way I thought about it when I was thinking about it. I was like, just pretend you missed on your pick. Like every once in a while, you're gonna have a first round bust. Just pretend next year is already you're starting out with a bust. It happens. But like the point is it's Marvin Harrison. I mean, it's a generational wide receiver. I still can't get over the thought of that, of how freaking good we
wide receivers drafted that high usually hit. I say usually because Corey Davis was a top 5 wide receiver pick. But Andre Johnson, Keyshawn Johnson, Calvin Johnson, Jamar Chase, these guys in the top 5, when they're viewed as the guy and they're viewed as that can't miss wide receiver, they normally hit. Not many top 5 wide receivers don't hit. So if I am 100% okay with going up, because the one thing that it does that no one's thinking about is long term. Yeah, Julio Jones was another one. Buffalo Jet fan coming in with that. What's up, buddy?
And this is who Marvin Harrison is, in my opinion. Like it's a Calvin Johnson. That's the player comp.
Yeah.
Like he's mega. He's going to be he's going to be a Megatron. It's who he's going to be. He does everything.
Yeah.
He's
Corey
everything.
Davis is the only top 5 wide receiver not to hit, and Buffalo knows how I feel about Corey Davis, so I had to throw that dig in.
But we didn't take the hit on that. Like we didn't, like we paid some money for him when we stunk anyway. It's not like we took the beating that Tennessee took for picking him. You know what I mean? It's like that's not like our loss as nearly as much as it is Tennessee's loss, because they're the one that used the pick to draft him. We gave him 12, 13 million a year on a rebuilding team that had no chance of winning a Super Bowl either way.
Yeah. The one thing that the main reason that I love the idea of trading up for Harrison or Neighbors, aside from what it does this year, whoever the quarterback is coming in after Aaron Rodgers is set up to succeed from day one. You'd have the best tandem in football here.
As long as you keep that offensive line like functional, like in those picks next year, 2nd round, 3rd round, keep building on the interior. You know what I mean? Like you got to keep it going, because if you're going to, whatever quarterback comes in, they have to have an offensive line. But I would imagine that it's not necessarily going to be, unless they draft a quarterback high. I think we're going to have to get used to the fact that there's going to be a bridge quarterback. After Aaron Rodgers, we're probably not going to get our young future guy unless they go big money and sign a Kirk Cousins type of free agent. Not Kirk Cousins. There's some quarterback shakes loose from a team because, they don't want to pay him or whatever it is. And we end up with a big contract guy. Otherwise I think it's going to be a bridge quarterback.
Yeah. I just want to say hi to someone. Thank you for the super chat, Jetster. I want to say hi to my biggest fan in the chat. I want to say hi to Joss. Hi, Joss. Thanks for letting Jeremy hang out with me.
You make me look so bad. Hi, honey. I'm gonna cook the steak as soon as the show's over. It's, 11 minutes.
I've been yelling at him, Josh. I've been making sure he takes the dogs for a walk. I got your back, Josh. I'll help out however I can.
Kiss
I
ass.
pulled something up on the internet. I want to answer this from JJ. How much would it cost to jump to 8 in front of Chicago? I'll say this. I don't think Odunze makes it there. I think receivers could go 5, 6, 7. If quarterbacks go 1 through 4, I think you see receiver go 5, 6, 7. I really do. If the Giants lose out on those 4 quarterbacks, I don't think the Giants are going to reach. Now the Giants could be the team to jump the 4. But mathematically, we'd only need 100 points to go from 10 to 8. So,
Yeah,
our
but
two 4s,
mathematically, what you just said would probably mean if 4 quarterbacks go and 3 wide receivers go, that's 7 picks. Then Joe Alt is going to be in that, so that's 8 picks. You have a very, very good chance that Fasciano comes to us. If you like Fasciano.
Yeah, I mean, I firmly believe is unless there's trade ups, tackle 2 should be there for us.
Yeah, because I think honestly, I really believe unless they trade out, Atlanta's going defense.
Yeah.
They got their quarterback, they got their stud running back. If the wide receivers aren't there, like you're saying, if Odunze's not there, I don't think they're going tackle. I think they're going defense. I think Atlanta's decision is probably more like, do we take Odunze or do we take the best defensive player? Do we take, Dallas Turner? So I think that Atlanta, if what you're saying is true and the 3 receivers are gone early, right, with the quarterbacks, I think then that's what you're going to see Atlanta do. They're going to go defense because they're not going to take a tackle over the best defensive edge in the draft.
And what the Jets could do to get from 10 to 8 for the 100 points, you can add in our 3, which is 230, and then you can get Atlanta's 4 in return, which is 76, and then Atlanta can throw in like a 5th rounder. So they'd give us probably like a 4 and a 5 back, and we'd give them a 3 to move up.
So we give them 72.
Yeah, and then you'd have to give us 4 and a 5. So we'd have 3 4th rounders and a 5 after the trade up.
Or the same price, the same cost of what you just calculated would be a 2nd round pick in 25. Because a 2nd round pick in 25 is the equivalent of a 3rd round pick in the current year. So we could just like if you look at what next year's 2nd rounder would be to move up those 2 spots. They'd probably have to give us back next year. They'd probably have to give us back a 4th rounder or something.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but it doesn't take much. On the draft value chart, it's only 100 points to jump up. Not having the 2. Oh,
anniversary chat. 20 months he's been a member.
I love his profile
I don't know
photo.
how he fits. I don't know how he fits through the door. He's been a snacker for 20 months, this guy.
I love his profile photos. They're always the best. That's him with OJ.
Yeah, look at him. That's how he stood there in the parking lot that day in like a weird, like Riddler's sports coat. What pick would you love but is unlikely to happen? A pick that I would love that's unlikely to happen is Joe Alt.
Really?
Or Malik Neighbors.
I'm team Byron Murphy. I think Byron Murphy and Quinnen with Will Reddick and JJ would be fucking, and JFM would be nuts. I mean, our pass rush would be insane. Playing with leads, I don't think it's likely to happen. Or even Newton. I think one of the top 2 defensive tackles. I love defense. You can never have enough of guys who cause disruption. You can never have enough guys who command a double team. You can never have enough guys who create pressure. That's the pick that I would love, but is unlikely. No, Sean, the question is, what pick would you love, but is unlikely to happen? So the players and the skill set I would love to add to this team, but it's not likely to happen because it's not what we're going to draft.
Right. It's just imagining forget if we had those needs, dude. That's all we're doing.
Yeah.
Like, who would you just love to add to the team?
Yes.
That's what he was doing.
If you look at the player and the skill set and take away with the Jets situation right now, in a normal draft where we didn't have to go all offense, like, look, it's a blessing that our defense is set. So
Dude,
we know it's going to be an offensive pick one way or the other. But the talent at 10, a Dallas Turner, a Byron Murphy, other years would be amazing to get at 10 because those are going to be probably top 6 picks most years.
Right, top 6 picks. They're top 6 picks. So
that's what the word unlikely means.
But you know what? It's like if we didn't have all these needs, like if you want to think of it that way, like let's say we already had a very strong wide receiver room, we were totally set and happy. Let's say we had tons of depth on the offensive line. I wouldn't mind if one of them slipped. Like I might answer that question and say Jaden Daniels. Before he moved up the charts to be a top 3 pick, a couple of months ago, he was projected to be a guy that would be there at 10. Jaden Daniels, that's a pick that's unlikely. He's not going to slip, and doesn't fit our needs. But if the things were different and we didn't need another wide receiver or offensive lineman, would I love Jaden Daniels and know that we have somebody when Rodgers is done to develop behind Rodgers? Hell yeah. I would love that.
Yeah.
That's
awesome. Knob, awesome for supporting him for so
long.
Sean said Harrison. Sean, we just got done with a lengthy discussion about Harrison and the possibilities of trading it up to 4 or 5 if he's there. That's why I didn't pick Harrison, because we just had that conversation at length. I think it's possible the Jets could trade up for a weapon.
Yeah, he's the only one. He's the only one I'd want to trade up for, honestly. I know people are all into the trading up for neighbors. And I'm not saying I'd be mad, but I'm saying me personally, if I'm the one pushing the button, I'm only trading up for Harrison. Otherwise, I want more. I want to go backwards and get I want to go backwards a little and get more picks. The only way I'm saying screw that plan and moving up is Harrison. That's, in my opinion, that's what I want. If they traded up a little and got neighbors, I'm not going to freak out. I'm not going to be throwing things.
Yeah.
I'm still going to be excited because neighbors and Wilson is still a really great combination.
And let's not forget, teams in the teens will jump for quarterback 4. They might jump for edge 1. I'm ignoring it. Don't even put it up. Okay. There it is. I knew they were coming. That's what she said. Teams might jump for the first edge. Teams might jump for the first cornerback. Teams might jump for the first defensive tackle. Teams might jump for tackle 2. There's going to be some surprises, I think, in 6 through 9. That's the beauty of the draft, is we don't know. Does quarterback 5 go in the top 9? If you're a Jet fan, which I'm sure you all are, aside for Patty, if still here,
Penix might.
You gotta be hoping that Penix makes it into the Raiders jump to get in there, and you want to hope McCarthy and you want to hope Penix go in the top 9. That would be ideal for the Jets.
Let's see. Yeah.
Because if you're Atlanta and you want to take defensive edge, you can go back to 13 with Vegas and still get either Latu, Verse, or might even still be able to get Turner.
The greatest thing to happen ever in the world would be if a 15 traded up and took Penix at 7, 8, 9, whatever it is. If Penix went also, that would be the greatest thing, because no matter what, somebody's coming to us that we all are going to be very happy with. So,
yeah.
Not all of us, but at least half the fan base is going to be really happy.
I think you have to be happy if we, and I'm team weapon. I don't hide this. I say it on Twitter. I say it on my channel, your channel, anywhere I go. I'm team weapon. But I'm not going to be mad if it's a tackle, dude. I think that's where people are drawing a line like it's a war in Jets Nation. I want the offense to get better. I want the offense to get better this year, and I want the offense to get better long term. My opinion is a weapon does that immediately because we need to improve our top 3. But I'm not mad if it is a tackle. I'm not mad if we move back. I'm not mad if we move up. I just want whoever Joe decides to hit and to be an immediate impact guy. Obviously, if it's tackle, you hope he's not an immediate impact guy, right? Like that means some shit went wrong. But I don't think anyone could be upset with who we pick if it's an offensive tackle or a weapon.
Yeah. Guys, we got to wrap up. So I want to thank everybody. A lot of people tonight for the super chats. I appreciate the super chats, guys. Thank you so much for your generosity. I appreciate those of you that are members of the channel. I appreciate those of you that are just here and chatting and talking, and those of you that are watching on Twitter, watching but not chatting. Appreciate all of you. You want makes it work.
I'll stay on if you got to go. If you don't care. I mean, I know it's your channel, not mine, but I'll hang for a bit.
Brother, you want to stay
the
on?
pollen in New Jersey kicked the snot out of me, and I went for a walk today, and my lungs felt like they were going to collapse, and I took like an hour nap today, so I'm up. I'm good. I'll hang.
Guys, I appreciate that. Nick is going to stay on. Keep it going, guys. Have a good one.
Be good, buddy.
Yep.
All right, everybody, unsubscribe. No. What happened? I let Nick have the channel. Why am I down to 4 subs? I saw a couple questions I want to get into. I'm not going to hang long. Let me catch up in the chat. I figured you guys are hanging. We got a big crowd here. Let's hang a little bit longer. Even though if it's Jeremy's channel, I didn't want to switch over. And boom, boom, boom. Oh, VR. Got to hope for 5, right? Got to hope for 5. Teams will jump for their quarterback. Oh, you wrote 6. Teams will jump. They'll jump, especially when the first quarterback goes and the second and the third. That's when people start to pull the trigger because they all have labeled of who they could potentially get. There's a tweet that came out the other day about Vegas is calling teams in the top 8 to see what it would take to get to each spot, which is what you do, right? You don't work these things out on the clock. You have everything, possible trade scenarios worked out ahead of time. And if your guy is there, you call up, say the Chargers at 5 and be like, hey, let's execute this. I know it's unlikely with them being division rivals. It's just a team that popped into my head. And you say, hey, we'll give you this for that position. We agreed upon it. Let's execute it. So, JJ, where's the tackle playing if we draft 1 at 10? You hope you don't need him right away, but I can see the logic. Even though I don't agree with it, I can see the logic and the rationale with taking the tackle short-term and long-term with the injury histories of Tyron Smith, with the way our line has been destroyed the last couple of years. I jokingly said the other day, that'll be the Jets' luck. We take a tackle. This offensive line plays every game together. Nobody gets hurt. Okay, that's a good thing, right? Like we should be a contender for the Super Bowl if this line stays together the entire year. So you might not need them now, but that's why I think if the weapons go and we're unable to trade up, I think you see a trade back where that backup is maybe a Fontano, however you say his name, who has guard tackle flexibility. WM, why do we need to prove our top 3? I don't want Lazard involved in the offense, and I'm not sold on Gibson. I would much rather have a Neighbors or Harrison or a Dunze and then move Garrett Wilson into the slot rather than Gibson be out there. I think Gibson's a nice special teamer, a nice wide receiver 4 or 5, but I don't want Gibson on the regular in my top 3 in an all-in season. Who was wide receiver 3 for the Chiefs? Oh, the great McCole Hardman. I get what you're saying, but the Chiefs, I think, are different, right? Mahomes is a different animal. You know, Kelsey's their wide receiver 1, if you want to look at it that way, right? And then everybody else works around him. And that offense is much more advanced and better with play design than anything we've seen from Hackett. So that factors into it. But I get your point. You make good points. running. Receiver 10. Yeah, Adirondack, what's up, my guy? I'm good either way, man. I just don't think that the wide receivers, the top 3, I don't think anyone makes it to 10. I don't. I really honestly don't. But I'm okay with taking number 72 and one of our 4s and moving up as much as we can if a guy that we like fall. The main thing, the entire Jets draft is not determined with their first pick. Like, people gotta. I'm dreading what Twitter is going to be like that night. I hate New Jersey pollen. I hate New Jersey pollen. Trade down, pick up a second, and grab a wide out in the second. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. If the top 3 are gone, I'm okay with that. If that's a fallback. I see super chats. Yeah, super chats cut the line, everyone. Dane reminding everybody if there is one up there. I haven't seen it yet. I'm sorry. Yeah. Hey, that'd be great, guys. If you guys do contribute some super chats to Jeremy while he's gone, that would be awesome. I'm trying to catch up in the chat, see if I'm missing anything. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, you guys are having fun with that name on this channel, huh? I'm going to take this comment to task a little bit. It was LaFleur's offense. Hackett just laminated the play sheets, just like Eric Bieniemy did for the most part in Kansas City. The head coach ran the offense. I don't think we can give Hackett any credit. The first 4 plays this season were the first time Hackett ever called plays for Rodgers. So what Hackett's system is on his own and is to be determined. But we know that Aaron Rodgers is the system, right? Oh, yeah, we just got the wrong MLF. We got the wrong MLF. We had Mike LaFleur. We needed Matt. Yeah, his play design is great. I love it. I'm ignoring all of your questions in the chat, you bastards. I see all of you. Any Ouija board? You guys are good. You guys are good. You guys are good, all of you. All right. If you guys got any other questions, fire them up. If not, copy. Oh, I don't have access to his YouTube, so I can't pin anything. All right. Well, I just want to get to a couple more questions. If you haven't already, I will post my link for the Denmark Andy Enthusiast channel, proud New York Jet fan. I have a show tomorrow, 10 o'clock or 10:10, whenever Green Bean gets done yapping it up. Come on over, check it out. It's the Thursday Night Throwdown. I'm scheduled to have the Jet Guru, Daniel Smith, on with me. And there's the comment. If you would be so kind, subscribe to my channel. Sunday nights, 9 o'clock. We have a fun show. This Sunday, I have Italy Jet on with me. We'll preview the draft. We'll preview doing the show together. He was with me last year for the draft. Some of you might remember for night 1. And we'll have a fun time. So thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you, everyone, for supporting, for everyone who gave the super chats, to the new members of the channel, to those of you that joined my channel. You guys are awesome. Should be a fun year. Looking forward to sharing it with you guys. And as always, go Jets. Take care. Jeremy's cool. I always say Jeremy sucks when I sign off on my channel, but I'll say Jeremy's awesome here. So Jeremy's awesome. And I hope I didn't bore too many of you guys. I can't stand you